Okay, hi guys. Welcome to the first non-live I've done in quite a while. I wanted to come on because I received a deck for review. And it's taken me a while with the holidays, but also because I know that I always talk about how my channel is non-political. And I do try to adhere to that as much as I can. However, I am going to tell you that this deck is of a political nature. It's not all about the politics. There's some other figures shown in it, but it is political in nature. And so the more I thought about it and how to present that, the more I thought I was going to do this where it wasn't live and just present the material. I actually like the deck. You all know, if you know my channel, you know I am a liberal. Now, for me, what that means is that I try very hard not to ostracize the other side. Do I think they're wrong? Yeah, I do. That's my choice. That's my decisions. That's my belief systems. And this is my channel. So ultimately, some things are going to come through on my channel that are political, because politics is a big part of people's lives and how our lives work. So I may say some things on this video that tick people off, and that is not my intention. My intention is never to hurt someone on purpose. So I would recommend, if you are on the more conservative side of things, you may not want to watch this deck, because it's really not a deck geared towards you. There are other cards that have nothing to do with politics, but some of the cards in here may be offensive to people who are considered conservative or on the right side of politics, the Republican side. So, having said that, here we go. The deck is called the United States of Tarot. It is created by Elena Lee McCune. I think it's quite hilarious. And I will say, on an aside, and I'm sure I will talk more about politics in this video than you have ever seen me, or seen me in a long time anyways. I will say that some of this is hilarious. And I hope that at least if you are on the other side of your political leanings, that you feel that you can joke with me about Biden when he's president. Because political figures and those who put themselves out as public servants, I think, are fair game. They have put themselves out there and they are representing the country. Where I draw the line, especially within the group, is in downing either an entire group of people for their beliefs, or people that have not put themselves out there, who are speaking out for change, but who, they didn't put themselves out there so that you could down them. So you may hear that, but you will not hear me say all Republicans are jerks, or all conservative people are stupid, or I just don't, I don't subscribe to that. I will say Trump is a jackass sometimes, and I will say, what the hell is he thinking? And but he has put himself out there in that position. Okay, so the front cover is the Tower, which is in this instance Trump Tower. It comes in a white box that is kind of a hard box. It reminds me of a jewelry box, but it's a lot bigger. And so when you open it up, and I will leave, of course, her information how to get the deck in the down bar. And again, reminds me of a jewelry box. It's got the cushion in there to protect the cards, which it does very well at doing. She has given me a card here, United States of Tarot. And then her information is there, which I'm sure you can get the deck from that information there. Then there's a little booklet here. And when you read the information here, she talks about she got the idea for this deck after Trump was elected in 2016. And her husband kind of said something about how Trump Tower would be a really good representation of the Tower card. And she thought that was a great idea, and it kind of grew from there. So it's a great booklet. It kind of tells you who all of the representations are, and gives you a little bit of background on, you know, what kind of figure they are. They're all public figures, and gives you some idea of who they're talking about. So the cards are here. It's a really thick deck. If you look at a regular tarot deck, which, oh, here's my Radiant Wise deck. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit wider, a little bit taller, not by much. The quality of the cardstock is really good. I would say about the same, maybe a little bit better even than like the Los Scarabeo decks. This is the back of the cards. They are reversible. They do have a gloss to them. I wouldn't say that they are like shiffer glossy, but they do have a little bit of a gloss to them. So when we start off here, this is the Fool. So my assumption is, now I haven't read all of these. My assumption is this is the everyday man, the everyday person who would have voted for Trump. He's got a MAGA hat on, I believe, although it's in really small handwriting. Ooh, come on. There it is. Yep, he's got a MAGA hat on. Says he voted. Polling place. And he's about to walk off the cliff. So you can tell what the author thinks about his vote. Here the dog is trying to pull him back from the cliff's edge. Now, politically, again, I try to keep my politics out of there, but I have often felt like that some of the people who vote for Trump, some of the poor people, don't have any idea that he does not care about them at all. It makes me sad because I think they're following him, sometimes blindly, which is, I think he's got, you know, sunglasses on. He almost looks like a blind man, right? Okay. The Magician, I thought this was kind of hilarious, is Putin pulling Donald's strings. That's a pretty good magician. Rasputin is in the background here. That's a pretty good representation, I'd say. All right. The Empress. The Earth Mother card. This is... No, not the Empress. This is the High Priestess. Yep. It's Sunday, but my Buffalo Bills won. The High Priestess. This is Inez Boyce-Savan, Milholland Boyce-Savan, a bold and beautiful suffragette in the early 1900s. Standing with her horse, she is prepared to ride forward in her quest to fight for herself and others. Her motto is "Forward into the light." So again, a person in history. The Empress is Melania Trump. Now, I kind of think that because of the kind of deck it is, a lot of the cards are depicted by the negative aspect of the card. And I think this was the intention of the creator here, to kind of show the negative aspect of the Empress. Because I certainly don't see Melania as the nurturing Earth Mother type. It says a negative meaning of the Empress is sometimes unhappy with their role in life. That I see. I often feel sorry for her. Although she, made her bed. Same with the Emperor. So the Emperor, I see this as the negative side of the card. Here is Donnie sitting on his throne here. He sees this big, powerful man. And really, he's kind of in his underwear with a robe, standing on the Declaration of Independence and money. And he's stomping on all of it. Darker side, tyrannical, domineering, narcissistic. This President Donald Trump epitomizes this card as the projection of his vanity shows him in the mirror as a powerful, well-dressed man. In reality, he's merely dressed in his underwear and bathrobe with the Bible, money, and a Declaration of Independence tossed carelessly underfoot. Yepper. I can see that. Okay, the Hierophant is Martin Luther King Jr. What a beautiful picture. Representative of a holy man. The great civil rights hero, Reverend Martin Luther King, is shown here on a mountaintop with the Holy Bible in his lap, gazing into a bright, hopeful future he will never live to see. Listening and learning his lessons are young Ruby Bridges and young Barack Obama. Oh, how beautiful. Really great artwork. Now, there's several different artists that collaborated with her for this. Manuel Vasquez of the Philippines, Daniela Kavitan of Serbia, Victoria Davidova of Ukraine, Joanna Ryspinska from Poland, and the belated Rami Miklat of the Philippines, and John Mark of Serbia, who also gave her guidance. So that's good. These are great, great cards. Artwork-wise is gorgeous. The Lovers. So if any of you saw that movie, Loving, this card is based on the real couple, the Lovings. The Loving were an interracial couple whose marriage in the South, whose marriage was considered illegal in Virginia in the 1950s. Their love triumphed as the Supreme Court declared this law unconstitutional. So fighting for love, right? That's a great card. Here is the Chariot. The Chariot is someone heading out to the west for new opportunities. So I can see that. That's a very good card about taking a journey and staying strong. You are in control. Doing something to keep yourself in control of the situation, which definitely are the settlers who went west. It's a great card. Strength. Strength is Senator Elizabeth Warren. who has a banner around her. Nevertheless, she persisted. With a contented lion by her side. Nevertheless, she persisted, became a badge of honor after the United States Senate tried to silence her objections at a confirmation hearing. So that was strong. Inner strength, that strength to stand up for what you believe in. The Hermit. This is really cute. It's Bernie. Bernie is the Hermit. Represents a wise leader, often unconventional. Senator Bernie Sanders embodies the Hermit. He's the senator for Vermont and has twice run for president. Self-described as a democratic socialist, he is portrayed as a traditional wise man holding his lantern in the darkness. I love. It's a great, like the light coming off behind him and stuff. I love that he's not smiling. He's got his traditional kind of scowl. He's not a man that smiles very much, right? The Wheel of Fortune. All right, this is kind of funny too. The Wheel of Fortune is Jeff Sessions and Kellyanne Conway. Constant changes, right? Where the wheel stops, nobody knows. Continuously worked as a counselor in Trump's administration. Jeff Sessions, President Trump's former attorney general. They set the stage at a carnival full of foreboding. Dressed as cheerful entertainers, they prepare to spin the Wheel of Fortune to set the stage for President Trump's election and presidential reign. That's a pretty funny card. Judge Kavanaugh is Justice. So you will see that Justice here is in the 11th position. So it's a Rider-Waite-Smith based deck. Justice Brett Kavanaugh was appointed by the Supreme Court. Accusations of sexual misconduct were alleged. He was appointed after a contentious Senate hearing. Kavanaugh represents the card, scowling and holding his beer as Lady Justice stands behind him with the scales of justice askew. So they are not in balance. Squee! If you saw Matt Damon on SNL doing Kavanaugh, I thought that was really, really funny. No matter what side you're on, you have to be able to laugh at it. I thought, they've always done Democrats hilariously too. SNL's famously hard on politicians of both sides. Oh, the Hanged Man, which is what? About self-sacrifice. This is JFK. That's pretty self-explanatory. Whew, what a great card. Perfect Hanged Man description or choice for the Hanged Man. Just beautiful. Death. And the KKK rider comes up on a white horse. The phantom KKK Klansman sits astride the pale horse, clutching his Confederate flag in the gloom of a cemetery. It's a powerful, underneath the full moon. It's a powerful image right there, boy. Temperance. I love, love, love this Temperance card because there's a buffalo in the background. Sacred white buffalo stands behind her. The scene is full of the Native American concept of the Great Spirit. Everything in balance, right? Beautiful. Great representation. The Devil. Come on. This is a hilarious card too. Again, no matter what side you're on, you have to be able to laugh at this, right? Sometimes I wonder, hopefully, even if you are a Trump supporter, you can laugh at that, right? Because it's the people that Trump picked were I swear they were purposely ridiculous. None of them had any experience in what they were doing. And especially this bozo. It just kills me. He was like a cartoon character all the time. This is Bannon. Steve Bannon is depicted here with chained captives and a white cross burning on the White House lawn. Bannon served as the White House chief strategist during the first 7 months of President Trump's administration and has recently been arrested. That's pretty darn funny. And again, we have the tower, which is the Trump Tower. Burn it all down, right? Seems to be this administration's concept of things, at least in our viewpoint, right? The star. The star is the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty has been an emblem of hope and dreams of new life for immigrants as their ship approaches Ellis Island in the harbor of New York. What a beautiful card. Look at the stars above her. Oh, that's gorgeous. Really beautiful. The moon is James Comey. James Comey is the moon. The moon, means that things may be hidden a little. Listen to your instincts. You may feel your emotions more intensely right now. Your intuition heightened. Everything is not what it seems. A negative theme of this card is a sense of anxiety and lack of control of your emotions. The moon features James Comey, who served as director of the FBI for many years until he was fired by President Trump in 2017. Comey is shown under a huge moon clutching a classified document as dogs howl eerily nearby. The sun. A beautiful, joyous child dances on the beach under the bright sun while the American flag waves nearby. A little creepy. Not as creepy maybe as a lot of the suns, but it's a little creepy. Judgment. Judgment here is a powerful angel breaking the chains of a man who has spent his life enslaved. It's a beautiful sentiment. Judgment isn't always a bad thing, right? Sometimes it's a reward. The World. Final major arcana card, the World, represents the completion of a major journey. In our deck, a Native American woman sits on a hill holding the world in a healing embrace. A falling star foretells coming blessings. We could use some coming blessings, right? Let's get through this pandemic. Let's get through this year. Holy cow, I'm so glad this year is almost over. Okay, the Ace of Cups. This is Maya Angelou. She is an incredible, amazing woman, feminist and poet, author, and human. She is absolutely one of my favorite human beings who ever lived. She died it doesn't seem like it was too long ago, but could be, I don't know. So the rest of this is not really in order. Hang on. Pentacles, Wands, Cups, Ace of Cups. Here we go. Okay. So the thing about this deck is that it is not a pip deck, which means the entire thing is illustrated. It's got lots and lots of people. I'm already at 24 minutes. Shoot. We'll see if my thing breaks it up. If I have to break it up into 2 sections, I may have to. We'll see. I have never tried this on my new phone. I don't know if it breaks it up or not. 2 of Cups. Our 2 of Cups is based on American culture of the Old West. Inspired by Oklahoma. Inspired by lore of romance between handsome cowboys and innocent farm girls. Made famous by Oklahoma, the card shows the attractive, rugged cowboy and the lovely young girl leaning on his shoulder as they dream of the future. Okay, now I'm going to speed it up because we just got through the majors and we're already half an hour in. Stephen Colbert is the Three of Cups. Love it. That's a great representation. Some of these I may not know. Mike Pence is the Four of Cups. Oh, and the golden cow? Is that a golden cow next to him? That's a pretty powerful statement. Five of Cups. Abraham Lincoln. Look at that sad face. Sad face for a sad card. That's a good one. Six of Cups. Okay, this looks like specific people. Hang on. Six of Cups. Nope, two free-spirited young women from the 60s. They could be from now. I would totally wear that right now. Hello. Seven of Cups. Oh, I bet you this is, yep, Alex Jones. Okay, so Seven of Cups is the conspiracy theorist guy, Alex Jones. He's the one that yells at everybody and comes up with these weird and wacky conspiracy theories. Like, I don't know, most of the mass shootings were not real. They were staged and all that bullshit. Please tell me you don't actually believe in that weirdo conspiracy stuff. Eight of Cups, John Kelly. I can see that. That's a good combination there. Nine of Cups. It's just a person. This is two close friends with their children or perhaps grandchildren. They are all revealing the enjoyment of an American theme park filled with fantasy fireworks and fun. That's sweet. Ten of Cups. An idyllic family on their front porch. Look at that. It looks like John Boy from the Waltons. I know a lot of you won't know that, but it does. It looks like John Boy. Grandma rocks her small grandson while her brother listens to his sister happily chat. I like the Ten of Cups is always about generations. So, you know, things are good and things are going to be good for generations to come. I like it. Princess of Cups. It's Oprah. She's not exactly the young princess, but I can see where she would be the Princess of Cups. So the court cards are separated into a different section. Let me see what they say. Princess. Oprah represents our generous princess. So generosity, young woman, creative and generous is the theme there for that one. The Prince of Cups is RFK, Robert F. Kennedy. Kennedy embodies this prince. Idealized Prince Charming in the fairy tales. A lawyer for lifelong civil rights advocate and attorney general under JFK. He was assassinated also. Card depicts the senator by his white horse near the sea. A rising phoenix symbolizes transformation and rebirth. Political sadness, right? Queen. Queen is Laura Bush. And two little Scotties. I love their Scotty dogs. Laura Bush embodies the Queen of Cups. She served as First Lady from 2001 to 2009. She was a teacher, librarian. She's shown reading a book with her extensive library behind her and her Scotties sitting one on each side. That's a good one. King of Cups is Bush. Bush Jr. George Bush was president during the terrorist attacks of 9/11 and beginning the subsequent war. He is shown evaluating his artwork while the Twin Towers loom behind him. Evaluating his artwork. Kind, good listener. W. All right. So that was a long time. All right, we're going to go a little faster here. Maybe, hopefully. Oh, this is Truman. Ace of Pentacles. All right. Actually, now I'm seeing, I'm second guessing myself. I'm like, oh, this is Truman. Well, I'm assuming it's Truman, but I didn't look it up. So let me, before I tell you that it's something that it isn't, let me get to the Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. See? Henry Ford. I'm wrong. Ace of Pentacles, Henry Ford. Well, that makes more sense. That's a good one. Henry Ford. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Two of Pence. Ansel Adams is the Three of Pentacles. Aw, that's sweet. All right, this is a really funny looking card. Mitch McConnell is the Four of Pence. Oh, how can you not be political when you see that? That's fucking hilarious. Come on. Four of Pence. That is really funny. Five of Pentacles. In the 1930s, this is the Dust Bowl of the 1930s. A poverty-stricken family has migrated from the Midwest and is shown living in a migrant camp. That's a pretty good one. Usually it's the snow card, you know, with the church and that kind of thing. Oh, perfect. Six of Pentacles. Love that. This is about giving and receiving. This is about charity work. Jimmy Carter is like the ultimate philanthropist. Here is the, what is he, 90, 93, 94, 95? I don't know. He's in his 90s and still doing Habitat for Humanity. Extremely, extremely charitable man. Seven of Pentacles. Stephen King. Here's teacher. Use red room in a sentence. That's funny. Stephen King. This card is based on best-selling author of horror and suspense literature, Stephen King. King's early days as a high school teacher are entwined with visions from his famous novels. That's funny. Can you imagine him as a teacher? Use red room in a sentence. Yes, funny. Yes, funny. Tesla. Hey, that's a good 8. For once, 8 of Pentacles is not like a beaver or somebody working on a pentacle. Tesla is the ultimate, you know, working on his craft and really getting his craft to manifest as much as it possibly can. That's really good. I like that. I love Tesla. 9. Dan Fossey. She's a zoologist, famous for her long-term studies of the mountain gorillas. It's a good one. Financial stability, independence to devote times to efforts and causes that really matter to you. Love it. 10 of Pentacles. Oh, the Kennedys. Of course it's the Kennedys. 10 of Pentacles. Family-oriented, financial security, and security for the rest of your family. The Kennedy patriarch stands in front with the family dog. Jackie O there. It's beautiful. All right. The princess. Nope. Now we're starting with the king. Okay, I should have put them in order a little better. Sorry, guys. King of Pentacles is Reagan. King of Pentacles, Reagan. That makes sense. Hollywood sign in the background. I can see that. Queen of Pentacles is Nancy Reagan. Just say no. Yeah, that worked out really well for them, didn't it? Prince of Pentacles, Don Jr. Princess. His daughter there. What the hell's her name? Not Ivanka. Ivanka is his ex-wife. What the hell is her name? Princess of Pentacles. Oh yeah, it is Ivanka. What's his ex-wife's name? I can't remember now. It's Ivanka. She might be in here too. Ace of Swords. Once again. That's a good Ace of Swords. At least I would think. That's a good Ace of Swords. Let me find my swords here. Sorry, guys. I should have put these in order. I really should have. Swords. 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 Robert Mueller. He will get to the truth. Reminds me of, you can't handle the truth. I think that in my head all the time. Two of Swords. I don't know if this is supposed to be a person that we know. This card is based on our country's fierce disagreement over balancing the Second Amendment rights with gun safety measures. The card shows a blindfolded woman alone in the boat, holding crossed swords with the Second Amendment lying at her feet. The card brings home the point with a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle crossed with an old musket. Ooh, that's a good one. Except she's not blindfolded. So it says a blindfolded woman, but she is wide-eyed. She is not blindfolded. Three of Swords. Ugh, Stephen Miller. He is the bane of existence as far as I'm concerned. He's just an evil human being. I don't know. I can. That's all I can say. That's as nice as I can be. Four of Swords. This depicts the Red Cross. Clara Barton, the pioneering nurse who cared for the wounded during the Civil War. She founded the Red Cross. Beautiful. Five of Swords. Scaramucci and Reince Priebus. Reince Priebus and Scaramucci. Priebus was the White House chief of staff for President Trump for about 6 months, and Scaramucci served as White House communication director for 11 days. Men were known to despise each other, and Scaramucci gave profanity-laden attacks to the media about Priebus. The two men are shown in an alley after a fighting duel. Scaramucci has won the duel as Reince Priebus stands defeated. Utter defeat. Love this card. I'm assuming this is Harriet Tubman. Hold on here. Yep, Harriet Tubman symbolizes hope. Tubman was born into slavery in Maryland, and as a young woman escaped to a free state, and then she came back to rescue hundreds of slaves from slavery. Beautiful card. How are we doing? Oh, please be under an hour. 7 of Swords. This is Michael Cohen. Cohen. After all those years of performing unethical and illegal acts, he eventually gave evidence against President Trump. Cohen is shown sneaking near the Capitol, clutching his swords as he nervously looks behind him. Spicy! Sean Spicer. 8 of Swords. Again, Melissa McCarthy on SNL did Spicy wonderfully. I thought it was really funny. 9 of Swords. This is the Nightmare card. In our deck, we see a husband and wife on their little house in the Midwest with their dog beside them. A tornado draws near as the terrified family watches the approach. All right, well, I disagree. For the Nightmare card, usually this is not an actual occurrence that's happening. It is something that's going on in your head. And so I'm not crazy about that card. It can be something that's approaching. But for me, 9.99 times out of 10, it's a nightmare that your anxiety is creating. Ooh, that's a tough 10 of Swords. Here we have the 10 of Swords. The card imagines a horrific apocalyptic vision of bombs dropping over an American city while our flag is being pierced by the 10 swords. It's a scene of total devastation. A dove rests on a nearby tree, symbolizing hope. Hope in the midst of this. If you are a Democrat, your hope is that we can get through this next 50, whatever the heck days it is, without some kind of war breaking out because the orange toddler has done something crazy. The King of Swords, Obama. Love it. King of Swords. Very even, and again, it's hard not to get political with a political deck, but he kept his emotions out of it and always went with intelligence, had the best intelligent people around him. All right, I have to stop talking now because that's going to end up to be political, and I just don't know how to not say that. The Queen of Swords. Oh, if you're a Republican, you're going to hate this card. This is Hillary. I agree. I think it's a great card. As a matter of fact, I agree to a huge extent. I was not happy when Hillary was the nominee 4 years ago. But because she's not a warm person. She doesn't lead with emotion for sure at all, which I understand in politics you can't do, but she was kind of robotic, and I think a lot of people ended up not liking her, which is why she lost. But she highly intelligent woman. I'm going to try not to get political. I think that's pretty much out the window at this point. I tried to warn those of you who are Republicans. I tried. This is a deck that really you're not going to want. Here we go. Prince of Swords is Kushner. My favorite example of nepotism. He is useless, has absolutely no business even being in the White House at this point, cannot even obtain a security clearance, and yet, there we are. Oh, yes, and this lovely woman here. Here we have Huckabee Sanders, with her usual stern look, the magpie perches on her throne and the wind blows forcefully behind her. What a sweet woman. Okay. Apparently I'm done being nice now. Last one. Wands. Let me find the wands, which I believe are towards the back. Yes. Space Shuttle Columbia. Boldly go forward. It's a great wands card. Two of Wands. Orville and Wilbur. This is the Wright brothers. They're playing in the background. Boldly move forward. Love it. That's a perfect Two of Wands card. Here. That's good. Why is he always smiling like an idiot, though? Elon Musk. With that goofy, I'm a kid, look at me. I can do whatever I want. I like Elon Musk. He makes himself look bad sometimes because he acts like a kid. And I know he has, but he's highly intelligent. So we'll leave it at that. Four of Pence. Oh, I love this. Here's Biden and Obama. Woohoo. Time to celebrate for sure. If you're on this side of the aisle anyways. Five of Wands. Giuliani and Lev Parnas. The eyes needed to be open a little bit more for Giuliani. You know, the... Six of Wands, George Washington. Victory. I love it. That's a great Six of Wands. Seven of Wands, Nancy Pelosi. Love it. This is someone who can stand up for what they believe in. Continue to be brave. Hold on to your integrity. Eight of Wands, Neil Armstrong. One step for mankind. Oh, that's sad. Nine of Wands. This is John McCain. Whoops. John McCain. I look at the ghost in the background of the young John McCain when he was captured. Beautiful. Ten of Wands is continual racism, which has plagued vulnerable groups in our country throughout history. It shows the black slave picking cotton, a Chinese immigrant building a railroad, Mexican migrant worker picking fruit. Constant, vulnerable. We tend to take advantage of all of our vulnerable populations throughout history, for sure. The King of Wands is Bill Clinton. No, I will say, King of Wands, look at that border is out of whack. I don't know if they're all like that. I'll have to check other people's videos and stuff, but this border is There's no border on this side. It's funny, the rest of the borders are just fine. They're all the same size. The King of Wands border just completely cut off. Very thin, very unlike the rest of the cards. But there's Bill Clinton. Queen of Wands, this is Michelle. Love, love, love Michelle. She's, as far as I'm concerned, she's like the best first lady we have ever had. Kills me that they, I don't know, like downed her for trying to make school lunches more nutritious. I don't know. And now, it's just, it's weird. I don't understand. I try. Here and no. Okay, keep going. Paul Ryan is the Prince of Wands. One more. Princess of Wands. Who the heck is that supposed to be? Princess of Wands. That's Kamala? Okay, that really doesn't look like Kamala. But this is Kamala Harris. Oh, I guess it does. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are getting really bad. Kamala Harris. I love the little salamander down here. Yes. And then we have... Oh, this is the creator. Look at, she made a card. So we know what her life looks like. Tarot creator. That's cute. Very cute. I like this deck a lot. I don't know if I will be using this deck for personal readings. I probably will not be using it for clients because we don't know, what their political leanings are when they come in. I was going to say something else, wasn't I? The difference, Scott and I talk about this once in a while. The difference in today is that we're not allowed to have differences of opinion. And I think that we should be able to have differences of opinion, which is why I try not to talk about the entire Republican Party, but I do have a very hard time understanding where they're coming from. Because I'm a person who has compassion for everyone. And it's really hard since Trump took office to try and justify anything that he's done through the eyes of compassion. And so that is my opinion, and this is my channel. And I will always look at you, the individual, with compassion. But unless you can tell me, well, you can't. You cannot show me where Donald Trump has shown compassion. He just doesn't have it. It's like he's inhuman. And I feel bad about that, and I'm not blaming the individual person for believing in that. But I am saying that I don't think there's anything that it's going to be very difficult for us to be one nation again after this, because we're both so set in our sides. So send energy to our country. We're definitely going to need it from here on out. I don't know how it's ever going to get back together. On that positive note, I think that's a great deck. I will put the information in the down bar. Thanks for joining me. This is one of lots of decks that I have to show. So I hope you will join me again next time. Love you.